Hey, good morning, beautiful people. I am here because, as you know, yet again, I do yoga. I do my early morning practice and routine is yoga because I do stretching, and that is also the time I take for prayer, for meditation, just before I get my day started. And in yoga or in my prayer time, my meditation, I always set my intention. Like, what is my intention of the day? What do I want to focus on? And so today, it's like one of the things that I've been working on in yoga is my balance poses, right? And the most common or balance pose, or where you typically start with balance, is tree pose. And so in tying my poses, or if you want to say your stretching um, poses to my biblical principles. So I'm always reminded when I hear about a tree, I'm always reminded of the tree that stands by the water, right? And you have to be confident and you have to be strong. And Jesus used that parable, or that parable is used in the Bible because it talks about being strong, being firm, being planted, strong in your convictions, strong in your beliefs, strong in your relationship with God, having a firm foundation. And in the physical realm, we know that when you first plant a tree, a little, what's it called, a sapling or something like that, you have to put sticks and supports around it because it's not strong enough to stand on its own. When the wind blows, it's going to fall down. It's not deeply rooted enough to support itself because, so it has to be supported by, these posts, these stands, these sticks. It has to get enough water, it has to get enough nutrients to be able to get stronger. And in the community realm or the social realm, we think about a tree as those sticks. It's like that's your support system. You need a support system because when you first starting out, you have to be, you need a support system because you're not strong enough to withstand the winds and the trials and tribulations that come in life, that comes with the spiritual journey. So my personal journey with balance and poses is that I at the beginning I would get frustrated and I would want to quit and I would just be I would want to like forget it and just like, oh my God. But it's like Relicia. It's like, do you give up? Do you quit? When you are starting your Christian walk, you get frustrated. And sometimes you like, oh, I want to just, but in yoga, it's like I have the support of my fellow yogis, or, fellow practitioners of yoga. And, they always teach you, these are the things that you need to focus on. Some of the things that you need to focus on for a balanced stand is you have to find a firm foundation. You have to know that you have a firm foundation. First of all, you have to go in with a positive mindset, is that maybe it's not in my practice today. Because even the most experienced yogi will not be able to balance some days because that's not in their practice that particular day. Whether it's from being dehydrated, poor nutrition, or whether it's from stress or doubt or distraction. All of these things are life things that get us off our mark, that will affect our spiritual walk with God if we are not, if we don't have enough nutrients that particular day, if we don't have enough water. Because in the Bible it talks about God and Jesus being the breath of life and the bread of life and, water and all of those things. He talks about a firm foundation. Focus. When you start your balancing poses, you have to focus. They tell you to look at a spot that's not moving. Look at an object that's not moving and focus on that. The Bible talks about having your eyes fixed on Jesus, because as soon as you start looking left, right, here, there, focusing on what they doing, this person doing, you're going to fall out of your balanced poses, because that's just what it is. They also talk about not having your knees locked, but having a softer knee. Don't lock your knees, soft knee. And then you want to talk about your core being strong. You want to have it all because you want to be able to stand up straight and stand tall to be able to be in your tree pose, because those are the things of a physical tree. It has a strong core, deeply rooted, deep foundation, standing tall and proud to make sure that it's going to stand the test of time. It's going to stand the winds and the waves, right? In tree pose, they also talk about, the big toe being a balance, all four corners of the feet being in contact with the floor. And when you start out, as you can see, you kickstand, because those are like the sticks. You're not gonna just walk into yoga first time, you know what I'm saying, or just even if you're not a person that's used to balancing, you're not just gonna come in and just be like, oh, I got this pose and I'm here. You may have to start here, and as you go and as you get stronger and as you understand all the things that tie into yoga practice or tie into your balancing poses, it's not just going in saying, I got this. It's the confidence, it's the firm foundation, it's the balancing, it's the nutrition, it's everything, the strength and the core and the focus. And of course, it's like once you get stronger and you become more experienced, you don't have to check in every time. Is my toe here? Is my foot here? Am I doing this? Am I focused here? That's still where I am when I get ready to balance and do my tree stand. I have to, and then when I do get in it, I'm only in it for a period of time. And that was my frustration. It's not that I can't get into the pose. It's not that I have a hard time starting the pose. For me, it's the staying there. But again, it's like I can't get frustrated. And I'm a serious yoga practitioner now, training and studying to be an instructor. So I can't quit, because then what am I going to do and stand and tell my students, oh, skip that balance pose, skip that pose? No. And when I talk to my instructor, I say, well, what if I can't balance by the time I teach? What if I'm not great at it? And he says, that's the beauty and that's the transparency. And even in Christianity, and I walk with God, sometimes it's not our ability to constantly do that helps a person. Sometimes it's our transparency. Sometimes, a person's, concern or question about their spiritual walk is that this person has it, why can't I get it? And but sometimes your transparency and saying, hey, you know what, I've been where you are. Or every now and again, I falter too. And it's okay, because you know what, no matter how many times I try, if I'm here, and I may shake, I may fall, I may wiggle, but guess what? One thing I do understand is that God has got me. It doesn't matter how much shake, how much I tremble, how much I falter. I could even completely fall, but I'm not going to quit. I'm going to get up, dust myself off, and I'm gonna do it again. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna quit. And one day when I look up, I'm gonna be able to do it, because let me tell you something. When I first started, I couldn't even take this kickstand off. But it's like now when I do it, it's like, and then I got to the point where I was like, okay, but now it's like I can talk and I can do this video and I can do my pose for at least a second or two, because that's the power of yoga. And those are things that I always tie my yoga practices into. How I tie it into my prayer, my meditation, because for me, it's like that helps me. I always have to tie things to something else for me to be able to understand and get. And I have to make it practical. And how does this relate to my life? So that is my little spiel. And that is my walking you through my morning meditation. That is my walking you through how I focus and how I get to certain places of different poses, and how I have come along in my yoga journey to not quit. You see, I'm trying to do it, to not quit and to not give up. Yes. On that note, have a great, wonderful, awesome, and dare I say, amazing day. Peace.